In January of 2022, I made a choice that was going to change my whole life. And that choice was to go vegan. I documented my first impressions in this video, but now it's been a year, and this is what's changed. Hey guys, Anna Random here, welcome back to my channel, where today, as you can see by the intro and also the title, we're going to be talking about veganism, which is something I don't talk about enough on my channel, I don't think. I think the only time I've actually made a video talking about specifically that topic was the video I made when I first went vegan, kind of my review of doing Veganuary in 2022, but I want to change that this year in my content. You know, I do want to sprinkle a few like food videos in there, especially when I move out of my family home, which I talked about in my last video, and we'll probably mention in pretty much all of my videos because it's a big goal of mine. But once I have full control over my meals again, that's definitely something I will be talking more about, is like what I eat in a week and that kind of thing. But this video is dedicated to kind of, now I've been vegan for a year, what I've learned, what my experience has been, has anything sort of changed from my last video that I made, which it has, that's your spoiler warning there. But I'm also going to be talking about my favourite recipes that I've really enjoyed this year, as well as some other content creators that I've discovered on YouTube that I am really a fan of and have really helped me on my journey. Two of which, it's technically one channel, but two people, I actually met last week for the first time, which you'll find out in the vlog section in this video. So without any further ado, let's get into 1 year being vegan, what I've learned, and all the other things that I've just mentioned. So let's get into it. By the way, it's getting towards wash day for my hair, so if I start playing with my fringe at any point, it doesn't want to sit right today, so just ignore that. Curly hair problems, it looks fine. Anyway, so starting with what I've learned from last year. When I made that video, I was really going vegan for, it was more of a climate change thing and trying to reduce my carbon footprint, but also the health reasons. I really wanted to see how I felt in my body being vegan. One of the biggest things that I felt this year is I've never felt, it's weird to say almost like cleaner from the inside out, but I think that's the best way I can sort of describe it. Getting rid of all of the animal products that I was consuming previously, for some reason, it just really helped my body feel healthier and, like I said, almost like cleaner, like my system feels cleaner from the inside out. It's a weird way to describe it, but I'd felt that in my first month, but especially now being vegan for a year, it's definitely something that has been a theme. Those were kind of the reasons that I went vegan initially, was more the climate change and the health reasons. Since then, my eyes have been opened more to the treatment of animals in the agriculture industry. There wasn't really something I knew that much about initially, but it was more of a fact I had the narrative of it doesn't happen in this country. When you learn about the battery farming that goes on, it's always like in school, it's always in European countries or other countries that aren't the UK. So really, and obviously we have like the red tractor symbol in this country and the standards that are supposed to be upheld. However, a video came across my feed back in April from VFC. A lot of you may have seen it. It's where they go to a farm, I think it's in Leicestershire, and that provides chicken for KFC, and they basically exposed the false advertising that was going on. KFC had done a paid promotion, basically trying to show how their farmers really look after the chickens that they provide for the chicken for KFC. However, the video that VFC put out exposed the heck out of that and basically proved that they were lying about that, and it was a false advertisement, and it really opened my eyes to be like, hey, this is this country, because I'd never seen actual evidence and footage of mistreatment of animals and poor standards in this country before. However, that video definitely broke that narrative for me, and as I said, was a real eye-opener. So that's probably the biggest thing that changed in terms of why I'm vegan now, is definitely, as much as yes, the climate aspect and the health aspect are big things, and we'll get on to the climate bit in a minute, but definitely the mistreatment of animals, as I said, that video really opened my eyes, and that now I have sort of the golden 3 reasons why I'm vegan that I didn't necessarily have before. That's the biggest thing that's changed for me in terms of the morals behind it. Quickly touching on the climate aspect, because I said that was obviously one of the values that I held initially when I went vegan, was to reduce my own carbon footprint. That's another thing that I've learned a lot more about since then. I'm going a bit too overexposed, I do apologise. we all need to acknowledge that when it comes to climate change, yes, it is good to reduce your own carbon footprint. However, in the grand scheme of things, to really make a massive difference to climate change, we really need China and India to get their act together, contributors overall to climate change, and it's really their responsibility to fully slow it down and stop it. So really, I would say in terms of like the hierarchy of the values as to why I'm vegan, it's animals, health, and then climate. Animal agriculture as a whole contributes, I think there's a lot of different percentages that I can find, but it's somewhere between 11 and maybe 18% of global emissions come from those industries. So I'm not saying that it's definitely like it definitely will touch the surface, but whilst India and China are still being India and China in terms of their emissions, you know, I'm very honest about my opinions and whatever on this channel, especially when it comes to political aspects. That is definitely a fact that needs to be talked about more, is that yes, whilst it's good that if people adopt a more plant-based diet, it is more sustainable and obviously better for the animals, and we stop the cruelty. But in terms of the climate change aspect in this country, in the UK, it doesn't really make that much difference. We're like, what, 1, maybe 2%, maybe less than that in terms of global emissions that we put out every year, which obviously is a big thing, but you know, it's not that big a thing compared to India and China. So just wanted to put that little discussion out there. Moving on. I think the biggest challenge that I've had to deal with being vegan so far is treatment from family, and I'm gonna be again quite honest with this, like I was with the climate change aspect, and say that you can choose who your family are. It's really important that you don't ignore how other people are making you feel just because they're your family, or you know, you deserve people who are supportive and kind when it comes to your life choices and are understanding and are open to be understanding, instead of just trying to shut you down as it's all a fad kind of thing, which it's not, by the way. Despite all the rant I've just done about climate change, it isn't a fad. It can still make a difference to the animals at least. You deserve people who are not judgmental and don't constantly take every opportunity to make snide comments or make you feel like an inconvenience just because of your choices, which is unfortunately what I've had to deal with. And there are certain experiences in life and certain sort of periods of time, I mean, I've learned especially over the past 5 years, that are meant to make people show their true colours towards you, really, and are meant to give you the opportunity to sort of cleanse your circle of negative energy in the pursuit of living your, you know, best and most authentic and free life. I am unfortunately not in the position where I can necessarily feel that fully, because as I say, I'm still living with my parents, and whilst there are people who are in a much worse situation than me, I know there are people who want to go vegan but their family just won't let them, and whilst my family are tolerant to a sort of base level, it's going to be so much more freeing and just an amazing feeling when I'm able to move out fully and, as I say, be in full control over what I'm eating again and just not have to deal with the negativity. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there if anyone's in a similar situation to me in terms of not exactly feeling the love and the kindness from your family that perhaps, well, that you deserve, then just know that it's okay and you'll find people who are supportive and will understand and will be more open-minded when other people perhaps are not that. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there. And I just wanted to add to that point, so I'm going to get onto this when I talk about the YouTubers and the little vlog I have in there. Find communities, find vegan communities. I have one. I keep going back, this is the wrong section because I've not even got to the vlog part, but this will all make sense as me saying this. Find a community of vegans who you can actually be friends with, you know, find your own family of people, as I say, who will be kind and supportive, and if, you know, that's a vegan community via social media like I found or whatever, then by all means just enjoy your life, and as I say, you don't have to deal with the negativity. You deserve better than that. Moving on, because that point's not going to make sense until later. But if, you know, I know that Veganuary is now over when I upload this, but if you feel like it doesn't matter if it's January or if it's July, whatever, you know, if you feel like you want to take the leap, and if you feel called to try the vegan lifestyle, which I think everyone should do for at least a month. Look at you. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak Generation Vegan campaign, I think is great. Anyway, so just wanted to mention that. Whether or not it's January, just if you feel called to try the vegan lifestyle, by all means do it. You know, take the leap. I was nervous, you know, a few years ago, if you told me, oh, you've gone fully vegan, I was like, what? Excuse me, what do you mean? But obviously now I'm here, and as I say, I've never felt healthier, I've never felt cleaner in my body. I honestly am really enjoying the creativity and the adventure that I've been on and will continue to be on for the rest of my life, you know, in terms of the recipes, and we'll get onto that next, you know, in terms of discovering new ways to use plant-based sources of protein, for instance. I mean, you know, gym girl over here, so, you know, me getting my protein in is very important to me. As I say, I would encourage everyone to at least try to go vegan for at least a month, because it is a big leap, and I know it can be intimidating, thinking, oh, how am I going to do this? But trust me, there are vegan alternatives for pretty much everything now, which is amazing, and exploring the world of veganism has honestly been so fun, at least for me. And, you know, when you get to go on these new adventures in life, and, you know, that's what life's all about at the end of the day, is to have fun and live it to its fullest. At least that's, you know, my biggest value in life. And whether or not after Veganuary, if you're vegan, whether you decide to be full-on vegan after that, or whether you decide to just reduce your animal product intake, it doesn't matter, you know, as long as you find your happy medium. I mean, personally, I know at the end of my last video I said that I was still going to be eating the odd bit of fish, which I did do for maybe 3/4 of the year, and then kind of slowly faded out, and especially when I move out, I'm not going to be eating any fish. No fish, because I've actually found plant-based alternatives to fish that I actually like now. My excuse at the last, well, not excuse, but my reasoning at the end of the last video is I hadn't found a good vegan fish alternative. I have now, so no need to actually eat real fish anymore. Yes, it can be quite intimidating to just take the leap straight cold turkey, but, you know, if you need to fade out kind of like I did, then by all means go ahead and do that, you know, as I say, whatever is your happy medium. But I would honestly really recommend the fully plant-based diet. I think it has done me the world of good in terms of my health and how I feel. And obviously, you know, you do your own research into the animal agriculture industries in whichever country you're living in. As I say, the UK, doing that research was a big eye-opener for me. The less animals that have to die in order for us to fuel our bodies, the better. That's my philosophy. So moving on to the recipes, I know I did a section in my last video that I made last year about being vegan. I did mention a few of my recipes that I'd tried at least that month. Obviously, being vegan for a year now, that has now changed. They are mostly the same, but some of them have, you know, I've discovered new things since then. Mainly, like, I'm looking at my list here, and they're mainly curries. I can make a good vegan curry, I will say that, and the staple that I first made was my chickpea curry, which is like technically chana masala, it's kind of what it's called, but I kind of add different spices in it, and I don't have all the spices, so I just add what I have. But that's been a vegan staple of mine, with some microwave packet rice, because I never know how to do rice properly. This was all kind of from when I was at uni anyway. Make sure if you can get a good curry down, you're pretty solid, because as long as you can, you know, season stuff well, you're pretty much you're well on the way. Okay, so I've got like my chickpea curry down here. I've got vegan tofu korma. Now, you don't necessarily have to use tofu. I've used chickpeas in that as well. And also a mango curry, which I made a lot in the summer. It was one that came across my Instagram feed. So good. I don't think I'd ever really discovered mangoes before. I'm still getting the hang of how to cut them. I remember it was kind of a struggle to cut a mango, but once, you know, you get the bits off and then you blend it up, it's nice. That was definitely with crispy tofu, I remember. Still sticking with kind of like the saucy type stuffed mushroom stroganoff. You don't need dairy. This can, I mean, I've either had it with rice or in pasta, like as a pasta sauce. Again, you can find vegan recipes for pretty much anything. You know, just Google whatever you want to make or whatever you want to veganize, and just, there's loads of stuff on there. As I recommend Instagram Reels, or just Instagram in general, Pinterest, and just straight up Google, or YouTube is also a good place to look. But yeah, those are kind of my 3 top places to find vegan recipes. But yeah, those, I'll try and find the links for them, the ones that I use, and put them in the description. By all means, find your own. Those are just a few of my favourites that I made on a regular basis when I was at university. Moving on to YouTubers, because we mentioned YouTube, so it's a good segue, at least in my head, I think. I'm tired. Anyway, vegan YouTubers, vegan content creators. I've got 3 here, which will be a nice segue into the little vlog section that I mentioned. I keep mentioning it, it'll make sense. Okay, listen, it's probably in the thumbnail anyway. First one is Amanda Ducks. Now, if you guys want especially vegan sweets and like baked stuff, she's a good person for that. She's Australian, she's lovely, she's got such a calming, soothing voice. The aesthetic of her videos is very like beachy, visco type vibe. Like, reminds me of like the Visco Girl kind of beachy aesthetic. So very relaxing, very soothing. Great creator, as I say, great for baking. Julia Ayers is the next one. She is Canadian. She is so sweet. I love her personality. She's honestly just like a pure, wholesome soul. She's also very honest in her videos. You know, it's not just all about the food. You know, she will share quite a lot of like life experience, and she'll do some mental health stuff as well, which I relate to. You know, you guys know I do quite a lot of stuff on my channel about mental health and life experience and kind of what things teach me, and trying to provide support on that front. So I think that's probably why I'm more drawn to her channel as well. But she makes a lot of really amazing stuff as well. She also has a cookbook, I think same as Amanda. She has a website and a cookbook as well. Julia also has a website, but she recently came out with a cookbook, so there you go. And then actually I want to add another one. It's like a Deliciously Ella, probably one that you guys all know. She's someone I properly discovered recently. I got gifted one of her most recent cookbooks, the How to Go Plant-Based one, and also her app is amazing. But the final one, the top one, those vegan guys. Yes, Paul and Jason. Amazing humans. I discovered them actually in 2021 because the reason I really love their channel is they do UK supermarket vlogs. So they go around and show you kind of the new vegan items, especially in Veganuary. They're really good for that. So I really love their vlogs, and also their meals vlogs. Every Tuesday they come up with a vlog that show you what they've had for tea every day that week, and also like the lunchtime taste test if there's a ready meal or something out, that it's usually Jason will taste test that. And mentioning the vlog section and also like the vegan community, they have a Facebook group called That Vegan Group on Facebook, which is an amazing community page. And they also host things called Grub Clubs, which I've been meaning to go to for so long, and on Saturday I finally got the chance to hang out with them in person. We went to the Allotment Vegan Eatery in Manchester. It's in Cathedral Gardens, it's like right next to the cathedral, and this is the vlog from that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I'm probably just gonna put my outro at the end, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more of my videos. Also make sure to follow me on all my social media, names which will be as always at the end of this video, and also in the description for Student Reform Collective on my graphics page. And yeah, without any further ado, here is the little short vlog that I made of TVG Grub Club 7, I think it was, from the Allotment Vegan Eatery with Paul and Jason, those vegan guys, and also Melissa, Ashley and Kate, who are amazing people as well. Really enjoyed the night, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Roll the clip. So I just wanted to add this little clip in here before we get into the vlog, in case either Paul, Jason, Ashley, Melissa, okay, were watching this. First of all, hi if you are. Secondly, I just want to say, before we get into this vlog, thank you for this night. I didn't really talk about this a lot at the time, just because it wasn't really the right environment, but at the moment I'm going through a bit of a rough mental health patch at the moment, dealing with quite a lot of my social anxiety, my depersonalization disorder, and just general insecurity. So, but I just want to say thank you for making me feel so comfortable. As much as I was rather dissociated due to my DPD for a lot of it, I was definitely not as present as perhaps I could have been. By the time we get to the next one, I swear I'll be better, but I just want to say thanks for making me feel so comfortable and so welcome. It's probably the nicest experience I've had with a bunch of strangers, kind of, in a long time. So yeah, just want to say it really meant a lot, and let's get into the vlog. And welcome to the Grub Club vlog. Okay, so as I'm sure I just explained in the previous clip, I'm going to those vegan guys' Grub Club in Manchester. The makeup, it's a lot, okay? It's a lot. I was going for an 80s vibe and I think I went a little too ham, but it looks good. I just might be a little bit too overdressed. We'll see. I'm trying to work on my confidence though, so this is a good thing. Okay, I'm actually really looking forward to this. I'm trying to this year say yes to more events and meet more people and do more networking things and just get out of my room more. That's great, and obviously I love Manchester, you guys know this, so yeah, really looking forward to this. I don't know how much I'm actually going to be able to film because I don't want to overpower Paul and Jason because they're obviously the YouTubers, and obviously, you know, I just want to enjoy meeting people. There'll be bits of B-roll, I'll show you the food that I have and we'll probably say hi, so yeah, regardless, this is gonna be fun, and I will catch up with you guys in Manchester, probably when I get there, might be, or it might just be in the allotment. Looking forward to it, it's gonna be fun, and I'm sure this isn't the last time I'll go to one of these, because they always look really fun when I see the clips on Paul and Jason's vlogs, so yeah, this has been a long time coming. A few months that I've been saying to myself I'm gonna go to one of these, so, and I've finally been able to, so yeah, as I say, it's really fun. Really looking forward to it, and we shall see what happens.
Through my hair, no, I get a little scared, cause you know you're my type. I used to play it